It's the morning of the 26th.
The police were searching the house.
That's when they opened the door to the wine cellar and saw her covered in her favorite white blanket.
It was the biggest thing to happen to Boulder in a very long time.
My name's Hannah, and I'm auditioning for the role of JonBenet Ramsey. Do you know who killed JonBenet Ramsey?
I'm auditioning for the role of John Ramsey.
I'm auditioning for the role of Patsy Ramsey.
Okay, people, here we go.
Patsy Ramsey was a beauty pageant queen herself.
John Ramsey was a very successful man.
There have been many stories about who killed JonBenet.
There was so much speculation.
He was in JonBenet's bedroom.
It was a 3-page ransom note.
It still haunts me.
There was a Santa Claus that was at the party.
Oh, oh, oh.
This is why I have a background check every year.
In cases like that, it's always somebody you know.
Good girl.
The mother had to do it. Why would she has no motive?
And then her husband.
I think he's the innocent one.
Actually, the son.
There's no way a 9-year-old could pull off a murder like this.
If you tell someone a secret, it's no longer a secret. Why do I have to wear a wig?
I did not kill my daughter.
She took the town by storm with her all-American face and form. In order to act, you tell the truth.
All I have to do is think about finding just a little body. And her little light.
Mommy?
Not being there anymore.
Esos oficiales me dijeron que me había desmayado. Me hicieron creer que maté a alguien que amaba. Me hicieron decirle a mi madre que lo había hecho. Y yo no lo hice.
Within each of us, there's a demon. And it's when we deny it exists that it'll come up behind us.
La gente nunca quiere creer que alguien confesaría algo que no hizo.
I don't know any detail because I don't believe I did it yet.
Pero sucede todo el tiempo.
¿Confesarías que incineraste a una mujer si no lo hiciste de ninguna manera?
Creí que había confesado y que iría a prisión. ¿No funciona así en Estados Unidos?
La justicia se ha aplicado. Vamos a ver quién pasará el resto de su vida en prisión.
Todos podemos dar una confesión falsa sobre algo. Puede tomarte una semana. Puede tomarme una hora. Pero todos llegamos a nuestro punto de quiebre.
We got him out of the car and cuffed him. I start hearing a beat. His eyes just got real wide.
A potential hostage sent into the bank with an explosive around their neck. Something like this had never happened before in the history of the FBI.
For being a small town, Erie has its share of bizarre events, but there is nothing that raised so many questions as this case.
The call was made to the pizza shop at 1:30. Brian Wells drove to the site where the pizzas were to be delivered.
The man told police that he was forced to rob the bank.
The FBI believe that whoever built the collar is patient and secretive.
Brian Wells said he was supposed to go on a scavenger hunt.
He was supposed to go from point A to point B to point C, where the keys would be given him to release this bomb.
This made worldwide news.
The purpose of the pizza bomber plot? Money.
How could this happen? Who's the mastermind?
Please, what's your emergency?
There's a woman that you might want to question.
He's the one that did it. He and his co-conspirators.
There was a lot of tips coming in, but no smoking gun.
We didn't have DNA, fingerprints.
The bomb had wires that didn't mean anything to prevent the bomb squad from tampering with it.
Do you make the bomb?
No.
Liar.
It's a bank robbery, but it's a scavenger hunt. Guy has a cane gun, and it was actually loaded.
Who put this in motion?
I did nothing.
Who actually said, hey, let's rob a bank?
She laughed about it. She says, I got away with it.
Was Wells a victim or participant?
When you have a bomb up to your neck,
It became a diabolical game to them.
Cult leaders,
Serial killers.
kidnappers, crime lords, they're able to lead essentially two lives.
Neighbors remarked that he was very social in the neighborhood.
They just believe that the rules don't apply to them.
He's dangerous because he'll get anybody who gets in his way.
Psychopaths don't have guilt. They don't have feelings.
He lost complete control of what he was doing.
Everything in the world revolves around their needs. They're driven, they're type A personalities, they're good leaders. But leaders can also be evil.
What makes a man evil is extraordinarily complex.
Intimidation, fear, violence.
Is someone born a criminal? Was someone made a criminal?
Profiling cases began in the early 1970s. And we then came to the realization, damn, we're on to something good.
Baltimore has always been a quintessentially Catholic city.
The priests were the authority. Whatever they told you to do, you did.
The city has its level of corruption. Sister Kathy exemplified this spirit of compassion and kindness.
I have never had a teacher like that before.
She was murdered our senior year, and it's always haunted many people in the community.
Our mission, we were driven to find out who hurt Sister Kathy.
People pop up from 45, 50 years ago who say, I have a story I'd like to tell you.
I believe Kathy Sesnick was killed because she was going to talk about what went on at Keogh.
There's an on-the-record public story of what happened to Sister Kathy, and then there's the world beneath.
The police department and the state could provide protection for the priest.
There were other people brought in, local business owners, politicians that were part of this network.
I can testify that over 100 victims have been abused. Time is getting short for us to be able to figure out what happened to Kathy.
My father said to my mother, you want to know why I drink? Because we killed a woman and we put her behind the shop.
He said, you see what happens when you say bad things about people?
This goes bigger and deeper than we can imagine. The story is not the nun's killing. The story is the cover-up of the nun's story.
Some people, they feel really bad and sad and everything happened to me. And sometimes it feels like You want to cry, but you can't. Kind of shocked sometimes, you know. I didn't think all of these people would care.
People around the world, millions.
Everyone is talking about making a murderer and the trials of Stephen Avery.
It's not over.
Once somebody's convicted, they have to move mountains to get out of prison. Our task now is to upend an entire system that favors the prosecutors.
Do we want the right person convicted? Yeah, but that's secondary. Teresa's gone. There's nothing else you can do about that.
Prominent attorney Kathleen Zellner, best known for overturning wrongful convictions, has taken the Avery case.
I have one goal, and that's to overturn the conviction of Stephen Avery.
Why would someone falsely confess to a crime that they didn't commit?
They wanted this information in the worst way. So Brendan thinks if I tell them what they want to hear, I'm going to go home.
The prosecution's case was Teresa never left the property, but the last call pings off a cell phone tower miles away from the Avery property.
70 to 80% of people who are murdered by someone they know. Each of those individuals have to be looked at as suspects.
There's a lot based on that bullet.
This is critical. There's an abundance of evidence. This could flip the whole case.
If the conviction is overturned and they try to do a retrial, do they have much of a case?
I don't think Manitowoc is ever going to heal from this.
Mom, Dad, I know they want to be a happy family again like we used to be. I want to see if I can put that back together. Build me a big house so I can take care of them. I want to make them happy as long as they're here. And that's what I'm scared about.
If this case is solid, if he's guilty, I'll fail.
Did you kill Meredith Kircher?
No.
Were you there that night?
No.
Do you know anything you have not told police?
No.
Italians are calling this the trial of the decade.
We weren't best friends, but I was so shocked by what happened to her.
Their friends were telling us how Amanda had been behaving, performing cartwheels and kissing each other.
This does not look like grief.
I mean, who behaves like that? Of course she did it, she's mad.
Perché l'ha calunniato? Mi potete dare una risposta? Dici, ma chi è il responsabile? È un mostro.
That's everyone's nightmare. Either I'm a psychopath in sheep's clothing, or I am you.